My name is Maria Irigoyen. I have been working as a bilingual paraprofessional for 5 years with students from kinder to third grade. After 20 years, I decided to return to school to pursue a degree in education. Being able to share with my students our language and relate to the way they learn has helped me in my career. Having the privilege to work firsthand with students that, like me, are benefiting from bilingual education led me to continue to serve in a program I am strongly thankful for in hopes of future generations can benefit as well. There is great value in acknowledging and respecting the differences that have contributed to molding our society to what it is today. School take a great role in introducing experiences to students through education. It is important to incorporate multicultural awareness in schools and classrooms. By doing this, schools can promote a safe and inclusive environment that gives students a sense of belonging. Multicultural relates towards the presence of different cultures and ethnicities within a society. The word culture is often referred to as an umbrella term because it covers a broad area of beliefs, views, and social norms and religion. Multicultural awareness is not limited to only race and ethnicity, but extends to language, social economics, religion, sexual orientation, gender, among other personal characteristics. This is a bulletin board that is located at my school. I pass through it every day. Our students pass through it every day, and it's about culture. The definition on the bulletin board is culture is a pattern of behavior shared by a society or group of people. Many things make up culture, including food, language, clothing, tools, music, arts, customs, and religion. This bulletin board has objects, has pictures, have things that family have shared with our school, and we exhibit it in a way that all our students are able to see it and appreciate it. They ask questions, and we're able to put like a little paper that says what it is from, where it's from, why is it important for that family. And in this way, our students get to learn a little bit about everyone's culture or some of our family's cultures in our school. Children are full of wonder. From an early age, they make observations and are able to see the differences. Children learn by asking questions. Through their observations, they are trying to make sense of their world. School allows for these teachable moments where we are able to guide them through their reasoning. School has the ability to help them understand in a way they can be respectful of the differences that surround them. I remember the day my daughter came home from kindergarten. She came home saying that she was color copper. And at first, I didn't think anything of it. But sitting at the dinner table, I kept asking her a little bit more questions. Asked her, How did you come up with you are color copper? Was it a game that you were playing? Was it that was the color you picked?" And she's like, "No, mom. My friends said that they were black. Another friend said she was white. So I am copper." And I thought it was very funny, but at the same time, it just gave us a insight of how she was trying to make sense of a new situation. We have friends with different nationalities, and never have we expressed a person by their color, by it was more of their heritage. So I we did have to explain to her that some friends do describe themselves or their race by naming color, like African American call themselves black. Um, and she try to make sense still saying, Mom, I really don't understand why they call themselves black because they're brown. So in her little kindergarten mind, she was asking questions, and we try to answer them as best as we can. We love that she's exposed to so many heritages and races and diversity in school. Um, And now that I as well work at school, I have noticed the benefit on a lot of those kids because they do. Some of them are not as exposed to different ethnicities and races and don't know what to think of or understand. So that is very important. I am the mother of a kid who has special needs as well, and he's in a wheelchair. He has autism. And the reaction of a lot of people when they see him at first is they start questioning, they stare, they make observations, especially little kids. Adults tend to just sway or say, don't look. But at school, I could see those little wheels turning, and it's a good thing. I try to introduce him. I try to explain the best that they can and ask them if they have any questions. And of course, they do. They want to know, why is he in a wheelchair? Why does he shake his head the way that he does? And, I tend to explain the best way that I can. He has a medical condition. He doesn't like loud noises. So he shakes his head to kind of try to calm himself down instead of covering his ears like we would do if it was too loud. And by the end of the year, those kids have an interaction with my kid. They wave at him, they say hi to him. They don't stare at him anymore because they know why he does the things that he does. So I think that having all the kids exposed to those different situations, people who are different than them, and those could mean many things, things that they might not think of because they've never been exposed to. And when they do, for them to ask those questions, our school setting is safe environment and should be a safe environment where they're able to ask those questions and we're able to answer them the best way we can. Um, and it benefits them a lot. It benefits them in the future. It benefits them outside of a school in a community setting. So having that ability to do that, the school, and implement all these different things that could help them understand what they don't is amazing. And it's something that schools should continue to do. One of the reasons educators shy away from topics relating to multiculturalism is because they fear to say something that may offend someone. That is why building cultural competence and expanding their knowledge is important. How can a teacher foster a safe and cultural environment? First and most important is communication. It is very important to create a bond with your students. Getting to know them will help develop a better understanding of the student's culture. Teacher can personalize instruction as well. When planning a lesson and curriculum, teachers should incorporate stories and topics that students can relate to. Encourage participation. Encourage students to share through their creative expression and stories while highlighting their differences in a respectful way. A teacher should remain unbiased. As educators, the need to be unbiased is very important. To put our own feelings aside, letting go of previous concepts and beliefs necessary to create new and inclusive ones. One of the things that I've seen that teachers incorporate in their classroom is a class agreement. In this class agreement, they put the expectations of the students for their classmates and how to conduct themselves in the classroom. Some of the things that they incorporate are being honest, being responsible, respectful, kind, polite, caring, and being a good listener. All this create a safe environment they all agree upon, and it sets a reminder of them that that's the expectations that they have to have in class. What are the benefits of kids being exposed to multiculturalism? When students are exposed to different cultures, they're empathetic. When schools create a culture of acceptance and celebrates multicultural differences, it builds positive relationships with the families and their community. When families feel welcome, they are more willing to volunteer and help around school, in turn, being more involved in their child's education. We live in a diverse world that keeps evolving in areas not only in race, but in language, gender, manners, and culture, social roles, skills, and income. In order for children to learn and adapt, it is crucial that education evolves as well to build cultural competence and gives children the tools needed to succeed in the future. Everything is not as it was years ago. Changes made have been because of the knowledge built, acceptance, and recognition to improve for a greater good of the people. One of the conversations I've had with my siblings and family is over filling out the census and how they feel about not having a box to check off. First race is white, African American, Native American, and others, but not Hispanic. And I don't know if many of you know, but the census has officially recognized Hispanics and Latinos as a race and identity that they could check off, or they will be adding that box to check off. And for the first time, I'm actually excited that I have a place that I feel like I belong, that I fit in, that it's part of who I am. I'm not going to be checking off a box that I'm not. That recognition and acceptance of a race is it's proof that we're moving forward. And there's still improvement to be done because I know that as I could have a box to check off in the future, our kids might not because we're advancing and our diversity and race are changing. Our kids might have their identity where they relate to Hispanic and African American or Hispanic and white, and they can't just choose one over the other one because both of them hold value. Both of them are who they are. So they even though that the recognition of the race is amazing, I know that there is still improvement to be done, but we're moving forward. The changes are being done. We are becoming more accepting of those differences. And I feel that the continuation of doing that, the one thing that I know our children have is school. The school setting allows for our children to have a safe environment to be able to be introduced to all these changes and guide them and answer their questions so they could be able to understand and be more accepting as well of others and become productive members of society because when they're able to celebrate those differences and respect others, our world becomes a better place.